Life expectancy used to be half of what it is today, and yet I feel like people used to live much longer than we do now. And I think this goes back to the simple fact that we are so much more distracted now than we used to be. We are rarely engaged in the moment. We are often doing the same repetitive routines over and over. We are often on our phones, worrying about things, thinking about the future. Our lives have become so much more predictable, routine and repetitive that we rarely leave some room for new experiences, for trying new things. There's a good reason why when we are children, we feel like time is much slower than it is when we are adults. When you're a small kid, almost everything that you do is a novel experience, is a new thing, and you are often more engaged in the moment, in the real world. Time flew differently. Every day felt unique. Everything felt just so special. While when we are adults, when we are doing the same routine day after day, when our life is so predictable, then it is hard to differentiate between our days. If you think about what you did last week, unless you were on a vacation, it's probably going to be very difficult to know what you did 4 days ago on a Wednesday and what you did on a Friday, because it's probably the same things repeating again and again with just small variety here and there, like what different food that you ate, the different conversation that you had, etc. And I think that in the past, even when we were adults, we were still having so many novel experiences than we do now as adults. Because we were traveling more, we needed to hunt for food, we needed to search for things, we had challenges every day, we needed to think about survival. We were so much more engaged in the present moment. And this is something that we are lacking so much nowadays. It is so rare for us to experience something new. And this is why time flies so rapidly. If you ask most people, they will tell you that time is just passing so fast and they don't feel like they're doing much in their lives. And I think it is because of this extremely rigid routine that we live day after day, mostly distracted by technology and worrying about things. Instead of going outside in nature, experiencing new things, going to new cities, and exploring the world in general. So yes, maybe life expectancy now is much longer than it used to be. We live until we are 80 years old and 90 years old instead of 40 or 50. But what is the point of that when most of our life is spent doing things that we don't even remember? Then how are we exactly living? We worry and fear death so much that we forget that we aren't even living in the moment, that we are practically dead right now. And yes, modern life does require different way of living. Like, we don't need to think about survival and hunting for food the whole time. And we can't live like we used to live 500 years ago or 1,000 years ago. But we can give more room and make space for novelty, for new things, for the unknown. And that doesn't even cost money. It doesn't cost money to go outside, to go for a walk, to spend some time in nature. We all have time for that. We always can find room for just small things that we can try, if not every day, then every week. Everyone is capable of that, but we imprison ourselves. We keep ourselves stuck in this routine, in this rigidity, because we are so afraid of the unknown, so afraid of just trying something new. You don't need to be a child or a caveman in order to experience every single second of your life. You just need to be more present and make room for novelty. It could be anything. Just try something new. You might not like it, then you can try something else instead. And I need to follow my own advice because I fall in the same trap over and over. It is something that we need to practice regularly to have that space for new experiences. I feel like as a society, we're just slowly losing this art of living and becoming more machines, living on autopilot, repeating the same things over and over. And it's a big shame. I am hopeful that this will change. And it really starts with me, with you, to just take control over our own lives. Yeah, as always, this probably was abstract and I hope it makes sense. So thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.